Sometimes that's the most difficult thing about introducing people to rabbit hunting or going hunting with somebody that's never been rabbit hunting. Is trying to, get them to understand you don't have to chase those dogs. You don't have to try to go and, cut the dog off or, and my pops used to tell me this story back when he rabbit hunting back in the day. He used to say, I used to hunt with such and such. And the dogs jump a rabbit, and he'll run behind the dogs. He'll say, what you need the dogs for if you're going to run behind them,
Yeah, that's right.
So, like, a lot of times when, somebody's been introduced to it or whatnot, man, hey, let's spread out about 20, 30 yards. Hey, let's stay on the same level.
Yeah.
Let's walk down through here. Hey, there's no need to chase it. Trust me, everybody going to get the opportunity to see that sucker,
right,
man.
Hey, welcome back to Buck Junkies. Today I've got a local celebrity from Hernando. He played defensive lineman for our local high school for Mississippi State and moved on to the Houston Texans, and he's also an avid hunter and fisherman, I believe, right?
I do a little fishing.
Yeah, Mr. Deljuan Robison is sitting in here with me today, and we're going to talk a little bit about football and some rabbit hunting, if that's all right with you.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. So I guess to get us started off, just tell me a little bit about yourself, how you got started into playing football and things like that, and kind of where you went from there.
Well, man, I'm the youngest out of four boys. So playing football was going to be natural. I got picked on. Didn't get picked on. My brothers toughened me up.
Oh, I can imagine.
So,
four older brothers.
Yeah, no doubt.
You got to run into most things.
So, but yeah, my older brothers, they play football. So, quite naturally, I was the manager back when my oldest brother Marco played.
Yeah,
he was a pretty good player. He was the division player of the year one year, and all I wanted to do was just want to be. If he's the division player of the year, I want to be the state player of the year or something. So he set the mark high, and so my brothers, man, they got me into football and they toughened me up. So to help prepare me for my upcoming career.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine having four brothers and you being the smallest one out of them. I imagine there's a lot of things that you had to endure over those years, you'd taken a lot of hard hits and them just trying to make you tough.
Ain't no doubt, man. Like I say, I'm the youngest, but man, around about my 9th grade year, I went from being the smallest I hit that growth spurt, man. It was a little payback coming around.
I hear you. So you took a lot of vengeance out on them after you got bigger than they.
Ain't no doubt. Let's just say we found other ways to settle disputes after that time frame.
I hear you. So you started playing football when you was younger, and I guess at a young age you decided that you wanted to take it a little further than just messing around playing football in the yard.
Yeah. Well, man, honestly, brother, man, I didn't really have until I was in high school. My high school coach made me realize that I had the potential to be a football, more than a high school football player. Honestly, man, I really didn't have the mindset to want to play college football because I didn't know anybody locally that played it.
That's right. Not a lot of people from here have went on to play. There's a few, but not a whole lot.
Well, when we talk about big time football, SEC football, Nikhil Greer.
Yep.
But as far as me personally knowing somebody, I didn't know a lot. Knew some guys that played JUCO or whatnot. My high school coach had a talk with me one day. Say, hey man, I think you're a good football player, but if you do X, Y, Z, you can be a great football player.
Yeah.
And I took heed to that, man, and then the rest is history.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good because, a lot of us don't, sometimes you don't realize your potential, and it takes somebody to mentor you and tell you can be more than this if you want to be.
Ain't no doubt.
Yeah. And sometimes that's what it takes. So you played football for the Hernando High School. What years were those?
So I graduated in 2002. So that was my last on the field would have been 2001.
Yeah.
So, but 2002, I think my last year we won 12 ball games, played for the North Harris Championship. Most wins in a single season, to my knowledge. I'm pretty confident in saying it, So that class of 2002, we had a pretty good football team.
Yeah, it did a lot better than what my graduating class did. Yeah. So at that point, you, I guess you started getting offers. How early did you start getting offers for football?
Man, I got my first offer when I was a sophomore from I think it was Minnesota or Missouri. Can't remember. But man, recruiting picked up. It was crazy. My junior year, man. Back then you didn't have social media posts and
That's right.
Kids nowadays, they like to say, I would like thank Mississippi State for offering me or whatever, and they'll make a social media post. Man, back then, we used to get those postcards and we used to get that mail.
Yeah, I was going to say you had to check the mailbox of these, didn't you?
Man, on a slow day, I was getting 20 letters a day.
Really?
Coming to the mailbox, coming to the school, man, they had to put a mailbox in, like I was one of the staff members, like how much mail I was getting.
Yeah.
So back then, man, it was nothing for me to get 20, 30 letters a day.
Yeah.
From colleges. It was pretty surreal, man.
So that went on from your sophomore year all the way to your senior year. At what point was had you made your decision on where you was going to go? Was it a hard decision, or is it pretty much you was waiting on that letter?
Well, man, at first, like for example, I received a call from Nebraska one day.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you have call ID, and man, it said Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm like, man, I don't even know where that at. And he was talking about Corn Husker Nation. I'm like, dude, I know Mississippi State, I know Ole Miss, man, I know Alabama, but in Nebraska, like, and then one day I got a call from USC. I was just like, Coach, I don't think tell me again where y'all from. He was like, Southern California. I'm like, yeah, Coach, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So man, it was fast and furious.
Yeah.
But man, honestly, I really didn't decide on the Bulldogs until late my senior year, because I had so many opportunities, and it started getting hectic, man, with the recruiting. It was very, very, like, it was just people coming from everywhere, just, saying this and saying that, until I just kind of narrowed it down to SEC schools, and then narrowed it down to that top 5 of Georgia, Mississippi State, LSU, and Mississippi State. So it came down, at Tennessee, so it came down to those schools. And so at the end of the day, Mississippi State fit more my speed, better opportunity for me and what I was looking for in the school. And then Marcus Spears, the host on ESPN, he gave me the greatest advice one day. He told me, nobody's going to treat you like your home state. He was a Louisiana born kid, and everywhere we went that weekend, somebody knew Marcus.
Yeah.
And so, man, that advice really helped me out also.
Yeah, I'm glad you went to Mississippi State. We was proud to have you, anyways, because I'm definitely a Bulldogs fan.
Right.
But yeah, so when you started playing ball for Mississippi State, there you played ball for how long? Did you play for them?
So my original class was 02. I started out with heart surgery. So when I come back after 2002, I enrolled in 03. So from the gate, I came in as a true freshman. Off that surgery, I started 5 games as a true freshman. Second game of the season, I was starting as a true freshman. Still trying to get the speed of the game down and whatnot. But so coming out the gate, like I say, I started early on in that freshman season. It was a pretty good experience coming in, but yeah, so I came in under Jackie Sherrill, finished up on Sylvester. We didn't win a lot of ball games, so say, but I wouldn't trade the experience for nothing in the world. My time in Starkville was the best.
Yeah. I love Starkville. It's a great town. Man, it's definitely love the Bulldogs, and we ain't never been known for football, but you know what? Hey, we've had some good players come through there, a lot of good ones, including
no
yourself. So you played ball for Mississippi State, and then you moved on to Houston Texans. So were you drafted by them?
No, I was an undrafted free agent.
Okay.
So coming out, I every kid dream is want to get drafted or hear your name called. Wasn't drafted. But we have a saying. I wasn't picked, but I was chosen.
Right.
I still had the opportunity to do some things that I dreamed of, and only in this world, only thing we can ask is for opportunity.
That's right.
So I had opportunity and made the most of it, man.
So in all these times you playing football, what was one of the most memorable things that happened to you while you playing football? College or any time?
Man, I don't know. That's kind of tough to narrow down. But I tell kids all the time, I wish I had a 15, 20-year career, things of that nature. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I ran out to smoke.
Yeah.
Man, I'm from Fog Road, man.
That's right.
Hernando, Mississippi, man. Some people still call it Moortown, man.
Yeah.
Man, I literally ran out to smoke, man. I'm a vested NFL veteran, you know what I mean? So, man, all of it was memorable though, man. But I can, if I just had to narrow it down, I can just say running out to smoke, man.
Yeah.
Running out the tunnel, man. Yeah.
There you go. So you still involved in sports now?
Yeah. Man, I do a little bit of everything with sports, man. Work at Snowden Grove Park, one of the athletic directors there. Man, I'm the football assigner for Northwest Mississippi. I got 25 high schools that I train high school football officials for.
Yeah.
Even the local rec leagues, I assign football officials for them. So yeah, man, love sports. My daughters, they play sports. They are becoming their own developing their own athletic careers or talents. So man, that's enjoyable to see them, walking in their purpose as far as athletic field. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There ain't nothing better than seeing your kids do well at sports and watching them grow into it. And I just hope they stay with it because a lot of it's tough now.
Well, I think they will. What got me excited, at times, they'll walk around the house, they'll see some memorabilia or they'll see some type of paraphernalia from back in the day.
Yeah.
So, Dad, what does this mean? Or Dad, hey, so you was this, you was that. And, they get me excited because, they're getting to see the life I used to live for far as from an athletic standpoint.
Yeah.
And, they have desires to be good or want to, maximize the talent that they have been blessed with also.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. So we've been talking about football, but you got another passion that you're very involved in, and that's rabbit hunting, correct?
I ain't no doubt. Love rabbit hunting, man. Here the last, I don't know, 8 years, man. It's my number one favorite pastime, man. So yeah.
When was you, I mean, I know you was introduced to hunting or fishing or something like that. How old was you when you first got introduced into the outdoor world, hunting and fishing?
Man, it was early on, you know what I mean? But it didn't bloom until my post-football career because I had a lot more time.
That's right.
To, really enjoy it and get into it. So I was introduced early on, but I never, like I say, it didn't bloom until, my post-playing career. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess when you got introduced into rabbit hunting, did it take off right then? Because most of us ain't introduced to rabbit hunting right off. Usually we go fishing, with somebody or parents or aunts or uncles or something like that, and they may take you to a deer stand or something.
Right.
Rabbit hunting, it is not. When I started rabbit hunting, there was very few people that rabbit hunting because around here it just wasn't a whole lot of rabbits to hunt.
Right.
So if you had dogs, you had to have somewhere to go, and there just wasn't a whole lot of places. And I guess I don't know what happened to the rabbit scene, but the population has come back now. to where it was when I was a small child. But now that you've gotten into it, I guess when did you realize that you really loved rabbit hunting?
So this is how I really got put on to rabbit hunting. There was some older guys, man. They were killing rabbits. So Elroy Dockery, man, you may know Elroy.
Oh yeah,
Dockery.
I know Elroy.
So Elroy, man, him and Ed was going hunting, and I was like, hey man, I want to go rabbit hunt with you guys, man. If y'all don't mind, I just want to see what it's about. Man, I think we went down in Crenshaw somewhere, and the first time they struck that rabbit, man, and when them dogs, when they took that track and they brung that rabbit back, and I was like, oh my goodness, like this is it.
Yeah.
I started out with tree dogs, I had curs, combo dogs, squirrel, coon, or whatnot.
Yeah.
You couldn't get nobody to go at night with you,
That's
know
right.
what I mean? And then, squirrel hunting. Man, so we're gonna walk around, look up in trees all day. But man, that rabbit hunting, man, it's a different, man. It's a game changer, man. To hear those dogs strike a rabbit, man. I got hooked on it, man. And so they put me on, man. They when the truck moved, man, I was trying to jump in the truck with them. They put me on, and they got me started in it, man. I really enjoyed it, and so for my first rabbit hunt, man, I had some tall snake boots on. Wasn't even prepared. Didn't know I really needed some rubber boots.
Yeah.
Didn't know I needed some chaps or some briar pants, man. But after that first or second time, I went and got the right paraphernalia, man. I was ready to rock and roll then, man. So yeah.
Yeah, it's an eye opener when somebody invites you to go rabbit hunting for the first time, and you get there, and you got on a pair of just regular old pants, and a jacket. And you get in there, and you picking thorns out of you for the next day, from walking through briars and stuff, getting all in the top of your thighs. But yeah, that was the Docker boys. I grew up with those guys, and they some of them hunted, some of them didn't, but Elroy's always hunted.
Ain't no doubt.
Man, he's a good dude, man. I think he hunts and fishes everything in the state of Mississippi.
I ain't no doubt, man. Elroy, he's a true outdoorsman.
Yeah, but I heard that you had some pretty good dogs.
Man, I don't know how good they are. Me and my kennel partner, Chad Davis, man, we hunt together. And all I'll say is, man, some type of way they bring them back to the gun. So, every dog serves a purpose. We started, he had some dogs. He had dogs first. And then I started integrating dogs in with him. So we hunt together. And, man, we got a decent grade of dog, man. Like I say, I'm not going to tell you how good they are. When I go, I just hope they jump a rabbit,
I hear you. So you said every dog has its purpose. So so do y'all have different not I know different types of dogs, but you mainly run beagles?
Oh yeah, we run beagles.
Run beagles, but do you have certain, I guess, like jump dogs, track dogs? Y'all look for a certain kind of dog? You want more of one, or you
right.
Try to
in the perfect world, everybody want a jump dog.
Yeah,
a jump dog that can run them. Some dogs can jump them, but can't run them.
That's right.
Some dogs can't jump them, but we're running the fire out of them. Right. You know what I mean? So man, it's the way we explain it, when we run our dogs together, we run our pack, man, every dog serves a purpose. You got that dog that'll jump them. Then, you got dogs come in, and when they run them, I mean, he gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
They gonna bring him to the gun. He gonna have to find a hole. And then, we got some dogs, they'll pick him up in the check.
Yeah.
When he get out, or, he sit down somewhere on them, they'll come in, they'll pick him up in the check.
Yeah. So
then, we got some dogs that are pack dogs, just extra boots on the ground.
Yeah.
So, man, it's every dog that we have serves a purpose. So we can't just single out one or two dogs, you know what I mean? Because, like I say, every dog, is different, but in a perfect world, you want that dog that'll jump them, and run them and bring them back.
That's
so,
right.
All dogs not created equal. And look, let me tell you, man, everybody gonna tell you they got a dog that'll do this and do that. And man, it's just like on the playing field. You may back in the day, you may see me play a game against, whatever team. Man, that kid's no good. And you saw me play a game against, whoever. That's the best player I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, we have decent dogs though. I just enjoy it, but there's nothing like seeing a dog, starting a dog from a pup and seeing him over the years and seeing him over the progress he makes. And I think the most exciting from a rabbit hunter or a houndsman is when that puppy you've been working with and he strike his own, he jump his first rabbit, man.
Yeah.
You talking about excited, man. It's a proud dad moment. As my buddy say, my kennel partner Chad, he'll say, we had another proud dad moment today. After the hunt, we'll talk about it. He'll say, hey, did you see that proud dad moment when this happened or whatnot?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to take a lot of pride in the dog that you brought up and, raised yourself and run them. So at what age, do y'all start putting the dogs out in the pack with the rest of the dogs?
Yeah. So a lot of it depends on how it was bred. Some dogs take more time than others.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it depends on, he started early as far as did you take him to a starting pen?
So y'all have like a starting pen that y'all try to?
Well, we try different guys or whatnot.
Yeah.
We eventually get into where we're going to start building a starting pen. You know what I mean?
So for those that don't know, explain what a starting pen is before we go any further.
It's literally you starting a dog on rabbits. Sometime it may be those Tennessee redbacks or whatnot.
Yeah.
Maybe those big old tame rabbits. But a lot of times though, it'd be a wild rabbit that you have caught, and you put him in an enclosed fence. And that way that young dog can see that rabbit and get going, sight chasing them, and then
knows what he's after.
Right. He's sight chasing them, and then also he's learning how to track and then start using his nose. And so but one of my dogs now, man, I never took him to a starting pen or anything, man.
Yeah.
He got probably 6 months, 7 months, man. He just started going with those older dogs, and then before long, man, you heard him open up. And now that's a great thing, because that means he was bred decent.
Mm-hmm.
But usually that don't happen.
That don't happen. Yeah. I was fixing to say, because we've tried to raise, and like you said, depending on what dog it came from,
Mm-hmm.
We have been able to take our, a younger dog and put it in the pack. And it would just kind of, after, 1 or 2 hunts, it would kind of pick up what's going on. And it would, next thing you know, it's in there.
Right.
And it's going with the rest of the dogs. And then we've had some that just, all it wants to do is jump on your leg and stand around you.
Right.
Like, well, you're going to need some help.
Right.
We're going to have to do something with you.
Ain't no doubt. Then a lot of time it depends on how much time you have.
Yeah.
As the handler, how much time do you have to put in with it? And then that's just like anything, man. How much time you put in? That's like with a duck dog. That's like with a squirrel dog, deer dog, whatnot.
Yeah.
How much time are you, putting in? That's just like back when you're athlete. Did you train hard? Were you, things of that nature. So it's the same way, man. You just can't put them on the ground and expect them to go burn the woods up. You got to put the work in with them, man.
That's right. So when in the wintertime, when it is hunting season, is having a place to go, I guess it does make it easy to be able to get the dogs out, because everybody wants to go and you're able to go and do it. So what do you do with the dogs like during the summertime? Do you still try to run the dogs somewhere, or do you take them?
Me personally, a lot of guys, a lot of people say, rabbit dogs are made from March, through September, whatnot. Me personally, I don't like to run dogs in the summer. June, July, things of that nature. It's too hot. I really don't like to run them in March and right after the season, because I like to give them recovery time and things of that nature. Honestly, you want them to survive the summer.
That's right.
You know
That's right.
You know what I mean? With the heat and things of that nature. So I don't run mine in the summer. I know a lot of people run at night or early in the morning.
Mhm.
Now, if I have a young dog, I still will work that young dog around the house or a very small area or whatnot. But those older dogs, it's all about for me is just recouping and just making it through the summer with the weather and things of that nature. Early seasons, just like any athlete, preseason workouts, training camps. So, when October come, a lot of guys always, it's too late to get them in shape. It's too late. They should be running.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, those rabbits still have parasites in them anyway. So you're not finna harvest a rabbit and eat a rabbit in October. So,
not around here anyway.
Right. So therefore, they still have parasites and things on them and whatnot. So October is when I started getting mine back going, like preseason, working them back in. And then November come, start really tuning them up. And then after you don't kill your 2 or 3 deer, now I don't put that rifle up.
Yeah.
And man, it's all business then, you know what I mean, as far as those dogs. And then also, it's also a time of the year also to where, your places to hunt are very limited.
That's right.
Are you going to be a weekend warrior and fight the crowd?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A lot of disputes on government land. Man, you ruin my deer hunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you wait for what we call, the Super Bowls when you get invited to, good clubs and they have good habitat and things of that nature? So it really, a lot of it, just what part of the year, what part of the season. So like I say, again, though, your original question, I don't run mine in the summer, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That was what kind of, back you up on that. It was one of the hardest things for us to do when we had dogs was, we wouldn't never really get anywhere to hunt. You'd have to try to, hit government woods or something like that, and to try not to, get in there where you knew a lot of folks was deer hunting, and you did run up on them from time to time. You tried to be respectful and stay away from them, but the dog's going to do what they're going to do. The rabbit goes that way. They just, that's just what it does. But, then at the end of the year, the day deer season ended, here comes the phone calls. Man, you want to bring them dogs here? You want to bring them here? You just had a flood of people.
And that's an issue that I run into now. Me and my kennel partner, man, we're booked. So if you didn't hit us up early in the year, and you still chasing that late season deer, when February 1 roll in, or that first weekend in February, man, we're booked.
Yeah.
If it's 4 Saturdays, hey, brother, do you have some time off at work?
Yeah.
We're going to have to go a weekday.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That was when we had dogs. That was a lot of times. I'll take a good bit of vacation, around that, end of January, end of February, taking a day off here and there just to, try to get some hunts in with the dogs because we may not have had nowhere to go and just, we'd take them down here to the lake bed and try to run them, around there. But you know what that's going to be. We might going to run up on somebody and they ain't going to be happy. So,
and unfortunately, man, a place like Askew.
Yeah.
Can you leave your truck unattended?
Right.
Do you have a dog box on back of there? You don't piss the duck hunters off.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's been times to where we had to leave somebody literally in the truck.
Yeah.
Because we're running dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And man, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So man, it has its cons, it has its pros and cons. Like you say, man, can you find a place to go? The deer hunters get pissed at you, he'll leave the woods. He may slash your tire or something, man,
Yeah, I've heard some of those stories about messing with your stuff after you done run up on their hunt or something like that. And they leave. Not everybody's gonna be nice to you after you done ruined their hunt. Which you ain't ruining their hunt. It's government woods. It's just one of those things. And I got a right to be there just like you do.
No doubt.
But you try to be as respectful as possible. But some stuff happens.
Right.
Is there a certain kind of area like terrain or I guess, like habitat that you prefer over one or the other, when you're running rabbit dogs?
Well, you want to hunt that habitat that's gonna hold them.
Yeah.
What they feel safe in, you know what I mean. Most of the time, it's briars,
Yeah.
CRP, and sometimes it could be if you hunt a lot of places that have those canes in it or whatnot. So, man, I prefer to hunt somewhere I can see that sucker so I can hit him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We may hunt some refuge land, and man, you may not even see that sucker. They may have to circle that sucker 3 times before you even see him. I would like to hunt somewhere that got a lot of habitat, but also got some shooting lanes or got some areas I can see.
That's right. That's right. We got invited to Philadelphia, Mississippi one time to hunt this place, and it was timber company land where they had this one area that some of the boys that had dogs had gotten there before we did, and they had thrown them in the thickest stuff they had. They said, "Take us to the thickest stuff y'all got." Got invited, by the hunting club.
Mhm.
It's early February, and those guys had beat us down there by like 2 hours, and we got down there with our dogs, and we got out of the truck, met them, called them on the phone. We're in this thicket down here on this side of the road, and anyways, we got down there. Well, this stuff, I'm telling you, man, it was over my head. There was briars in there, briar patches that you could not walk through. And I mean, it was just dense. You couldn't see 6 foot around you anywhere. And they had been running that rabbit for 2 hours. He had come around so many times. And they was like, we got to get this rabbit. Like he's walking over the top of us and we can't see him, So, getting in that dense stuff, rabbit hunting is good. The dogs are running rabbits, but eventually you need to get that rabbit, you need to go on, kill him and get him on to something else. But
ain't no doubt.
I have been in some of those hunts where I was like, we're pulling the dogs. We're going to get out of this. We came down here to rabbit hunt, not just run the dogs. We need to be killing some rabbits here. So, and have to pull them out and just not even go in that. It's so dense. And so you just have nowhere you don't see them coming.
Right.
They're going to be standing on top of your toes. You don't know he's standing there.
Man, I'm telling you, we have hunted some places to where, man, you will let that rabbit circle 1 or 2 times just to make sure, you're being safe, and, you want to be absolutely sure, because when he come through there or he blending in and things of that nature, man, you just got to, you can take caution at times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like I say, I would prefer a place to where they can get him up out of some thick stuff, and then he got to come across some open woods or a lane or 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's, that's the other thing is, being, the safety aspect of it, people moving around in that thick stuff, you not knowing which direction they are, or, they try to move, get in position. The rabbit went by them, the dogs went by them, 10, 20 yards over there. They're going to move over. And
and sometimes it's the most difficult thing about introducing people to rabbit hunting or going hunting with somebody that's never been rabbit hunting, is trying to, get them to understand. You don't have to chase those dogs, what I mean? You don't have to try to go and, cut the dog off or, man, my pops used to tell me this story back when he rabbit hunting back in the day. He used to say, I used to hunt with such and such, and the dogs jump a rabbit and he'll run behind the dogs. He'd say, why what you need the dogs for if you're gonna run behind them,
Yeah, that's right.
So like a lot of times when somebody's been introduced to it or whatnot, man, hey, let's spread out about 20, 30 yards. Hey, let's stay on the same level.
Yeah.
Let's walk down through here. Hey, there's no need to chase it. Hey, everybody gonna get an opportunity. Trust me, everybody gonna get an opportunity to see that sucker, man. But yeah, man, that, without a doubt, every time I try to go, especially when somebody new, hey, rule 1, hey, dog safety. Hey, don't shoot that dog. Make sure identify your target. Hey, look, don't shoot nobody else. You know what I mean? It ain't that serious. Let's spread out. Hey, let's be smart. You know what I mean? So, that's a good thing I always talk about. Also,
Yeah, rabbit hunting's a lot of fun. It can be dangerous if you don't have somebody coordinating or hunting with a lot of folks that you know. It can get a little, hairy at times, if you got a new, one thing I always did if I have new or, a young kid or something like that, I always put that kid on my hip, like, come on with me.
Mm-hmm.
You come on with me. I'm gonna put you, I'm gonna set you up and you're gonna kill rabbits. Just be patient.
Right.
And make sure, let them learn the rabbit hunting etiquette before you just turn them loose.
Right. Because you think about it, you're not gonna put them in that shooting house or that deer stand by themselves.
No.
That first time or whatnot. So, just like any other, gun sport or whatnot, you want to take the proper protocol and safety measurements, whatnot.
Yep, I was actually shot one time rabbit hunting. It's the only time I've ever had anything like that happen to me, and it was with my dogs. And anyways, we had went in this drainage. I laugh about it now, but it wasn't funny at the time. It scared me to death. But we went in this. There was cut cornfields on either side. There was a big drainage ditch right in the middle of these cornfields. Well, it was grown up with briars and stuff, where the farmer couldn't get down there to bush hog. But it had a kind of a flat bottom in it and stuff like that. Banks weren't too steep. And I took the dogs in that ditch, and of course everybody else stayed up on top where the cornfields were, and which is what I want them to do. Rabbit's going, once the dogs get on him hot, he's going to try to break out and get in front of them. So he's going to come out in that open field, try to get some distance on them.
Right.
And so I walked the dogs in, and as soon as I walked the dogs in, I stepped on the rabbit, and the jump dog was standing on top of me anyways, because I just walked in there, and she took off. Pew, she was gone, wide open. All the rest of the dogs gone with her. I said, here we go. We got the rabbit, got the hunt started. Well, I had a guy I never hunted with. He was actually one of the guys that invited us. I don't know if he had ever rabbit hunted or not, but he was standing up on my left.
Yeah.
And that rabbit went down, and I knew that the rabbit wasn't going to go far because them dogs was right up on it. When I kicked it up, they were riding his tail. And I said, and he's going to break out in that field, and they'll, they should get him up there. He may run up there 50 yards or so. And he did. When they come out about 50 yards, well, he turned and come straight down to me. Well, this guy started shooting back here,
man,
with that automatic 20 gauge, and he pop, and I seen him on the third shot. The rabbit was still coming, and it was got in between me and him. I had to turn my back.
Yeah.
Boy, he hit me with them high brass number 6s in the back of that Carhartt coat.
Oh, man.
And I had to shake them things off of me, boy. They was hot.
Yeah, we would have had an intermission.
Oh, we did. We did. I laid on the ground for a minute. He come running down there and checked on me, and he was scared to death. And I was too. I was like, man, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how bad I am. And he was looking at me, pulling my shirt up. Of course, I had whelps all over my back. If I hadn't had that, thick Carhartt coat on and that rabbit vest on,
right,
it could have been a lot worse.
Right.
It could have been a lot worse.
Right.
But I mean, I laugh about it now, but that's one reason, when we do go rabbit hunting or I'm with anybody, I always, wherever the newest person is, usually I may just leave my gun in the truck, tell them, come on with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you what to do here.
Ain't no doubt. Man, I think people really would enjoy rabbit hunting. We just need to know how to do it. Especially, some people get antsy, man. Hey, go to rabbit. Okay, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, it ain't like deer season. Hey, he's coming through. You gotta get all, man, try to get your gun up and rush your shot. No, brother, they gonna bring that rabbit back to you, brother.
They coming back with it. Once you learn that, they're gonna go out there and hill rabbits and swamp rabbits are different.
Big time different.
Hill rabbits, it's pretty quick hunt most times. They're gonna make a tight circle, and go up, come right back. If you just pay attention to how the terrain lays and stuff like that, you can kind of put yourself in a spot where you got a pretty good advantage, even if you wasn't standing on the rabbit whenever he got up.
Man, I'm tell you, man, my buddy Chad, he says, man, they run this government rabbit. They run this government swamp.
Yeah,
they run it. They can run anything. They can run any rabbit. If they can turn that government wood swamp rabbit, them dogs can run anywhere because. Besides the pressure from the predators and government, then government wood hunters, Man, he said, if you can run that government swamp and bring them back, you got some good dogs.
Yeah, I've seen, you talking about that. I actually seen this. We took our dogs down to the lake bed one time. It was just one of those days we didn't have nowhere else to go. And we took them down, somewhere where I kind of knew there wasn't a lot of deer hunters. I went down there and looked the day before, and was like, well, there's not a lot of traffic down here. I don't see a lot of footprints or anything like that out here on the roads and stuff. So I don't think very many people hunting here. We're going to bring them down. Well, them little fingers in that lake run out in that water, and the water was up high.
Mm-hmm.
And we got out there and we jumped swamp rabbit on the tip of one of them things, and that thing shot out across that water so fast. I mean, he swam from one little ridge to the next ridge, took the dogs with him, and that thing never did stop swimming. I mean, it took off running, and then it just never, I mean, I don't know how many of them things, by the time the dogs, we would have had to walk way out and come way back around to get, and they were still trying to find him. And I was like, doggone, I ain't never seen a rabbit swim that much. And he did, though. He hit that lake, and he swam across them little, coves or whatever you want to call them across there through all them logs and stuff, and he was gone.
He tough, man. He's tough. He know how to survive. Man, sometimes we say he got a one-way ticket because he ain't coming back. You know what I mean?
Right. We talking about places to hunt and things like that. So what's one of the oddest places, I guess, that you have hunted and you have found rabbits in?
Kudzu.
Kudzu?
Yeah, man. My buddy said he had a spot. I was all excited. We pulled up, man. It was some kudzu vines. And I was like, man, I was just happy to be hunting. So, we'll give it a try. Man, it was some rabbits in that stuff, man. And that kind of, for me anyway, maybe it was new to me, you know what I mean? But he knew something I didn't know, but it was rabbits in it though, man.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten too many rabbits up out of kudzu, maybe a couple maybe, but that's it over the years.
Man, we went one day and I think we killed 6 or 7 in them in that kudzu, man. And that surprised me, man.
Huh.
Yeah. We now granted, that's not our first choice, terrain to hunt or whatnot, but we have killed them in there, you know what I mean? So that was a surprise.
Yeah. We, we went hunting this past weekend, and this is one of the craziest things that I've ever seen, but when it was rabbit hunting, it's not odd if you think about it, but we hunted on this one farm, and there was a big metal shop that these people lived in and let us hunt over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had some tractors and cars and trucks and things like that around. Well, they lived back in there right on the edge of where we were rabbit hunting at. And we would jump a rabbit. This is no lie now. I watched this one rabbit that we ran. I finally gave up on this thing, but this rabbit would run. He ran down through the thicket, come out, ran down, went under the vehicles in the yard, ran under the swing set, ran not across the front porch, but right in front of the front porch of that house.
Yeah.
And would go in another thicket. And the dogs, they just stayed up around the house up there. And I was like, oh, man, these folks done let us hunt out here. It's early in the morning. These dogs are going around and around the house out here. We finally had to call the dogs off of that one because he was about the third pass he made through that yard. I was like, all right, y'all, we can't shoot at him out here.
Man, when they put that pressure on him, man, he got to do something.
Yeah, he's got to do something.
He got to do something, man. He got to go.
He was getting it, too. I was dying laughing. I was like, man, that thing has run under every vehicle out here. He's going to run under the swing sets and everything, trying to get away from these dogs. And it was just, boy, that was something else. I'd never seen a rabbit do that many times. He was just comfortable being around that house, and he was getting him some yonder, boy. That was the only way to get away from them dogs. So we went ahead, I don't like doing that, but we called the dogs off that rabbit, just called them, and we're going to move on back in the thicket a little bit further and get away from up here. But that was one of the craziest things I'd ever seen rabbit hunting. That thing ran up under everything in that yard. I mean, everything. So how many dogs do you want in a pack? What's too many? What's not enough? Do you have a magic number there that you try to stay around?
Well, me personally, Well, first of all, I think that, that depends on, the handler, what he likes, whatnot. But for me, we hunt, 8 to 9 dogs. You know what I mean? I like bigger dogs. I like the taller dogs, the bigger dogs.
Yeah.
I feel like they can run that swamp rabbit better. I feel like they can beat the bushes better.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna crawl up under no briars.
Yeah.
But my opinion, he can take that. He can turn that swamp a little faster though.
Yeah,
get up. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So I like bigger dogs, and I like to hunt. 8, 9 dogs. I feel like you need a pack of dogs to run swamps. You know what I mean?
Doubt.
And that's not saying a pack of 4.
Yeah,
a pack of 3, a pack of 5 can't do it. I'm just with the terrain that we hunt and that we like to do. That's what we have found success in. And hunting 8 to 9 dogs. You know what I mean? Boots on the ground.
Yeah,
and things of that nature. Now you got some guys that got 4 dogs and they can get it done. You got some guys got 3 dogs or whatever. But but that's what we do or how we hunt them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, have you ever had dogs that you just had to pull out of the pack that just either was too slow or too fast or just something you didn't like about the dog that you had to do something with?
Well, for me, my pack or, whatnot, you gonna make adjustments, but, some guy may say, man, you hunting them slow dogs. Some guy may say he overrunning the track. Some guy may say this dog that. Yeah, that's that guy. That's that guy opinion. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not taking him to field trials. I'm not taking him to shows. I'm not getting into politics.
Yeah.
I don't hunt papers. I'm not going to get into how he's bred. I'm not going to get into, this is the, big dog champions, little dog champion field trial because, I'm not going to get into that politics stuff. I'm not going to get into, that clique is, this and that. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to take mine and I'm going to go do what we do. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get into, well, they dogs look like this and that. Man, you can have some good dogs. I'm going to say, hey, brother, hey, man, I like your pack. I like how you hunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm not going to say, man, I don't know why you hunting them dogs. And I could, and a guy may cull every one of mine.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But at the end of the day, for my enjoyment, for my pleasure, I've been satisfied, still work in progress, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't, it's hard to find good ones.
It is.
You got to make a good one. You got to raise a good one. So, but yeah, it's a lot of times all, opinion with your personal preference.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. We used to buy. Some folks would call them reject dogs. That's how we started our pack.
Well, yeah.
A long time ago, folks would have,
right.
Some of these other folks. They wanted a certain speed dog, and if it was too slow or it was too fast or whatever, they would, they'd pay a lot of money for a dog, and we would pick those dogs up, for a few $100s or something. Just they were just getting rid of them. Yeah. And wound up having a pretty daggum good pack.
Right. People hunt for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Deer hunters, they some people may trophy hunt. Some people may meat hunt. But, that don't mean you're a better hunter than me.
That's right.
I'm just not gonna sit out there and wait on, the 150-inch deer. Or I may not have the access to kill that 150-inch deer or whatnot.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
But what I'm saying, I'm not gonna belittle you because, you killed a basket rack or whatnot. It was illegal. Hey, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And so, like, a lot of times a guy may say, he opened up too early. That dog cold nose or he babbling. Yeah, that is all. Yeah, dogs got a bad habit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't make it in your pack, and I get that.
Yeah.
But that may all I have.
Yeah.
But now, can we produce a tailgate shot? You know what I mean?
That's right. That's
So,
right.
hey,
That's right. I've seen some of your tailgate shots. There's a few of them on there, so I don't think nothing's wrong with the dogs. So you prefer hill rabbits over swamp rabbits?
No, man, that swamp rabbit a different challenge. You know what I mean? It's a different challenge, and he hold a better scent, and you gotta have you gotta have something to run him. You know what I mean? So I prefer that swamp because it's gonna tell what type of dog you got. But also he is better to shoot at too, man.
Yeah,
He's bigger and he's rolling, and you might shoot that sucker more than one time. You know what I mean?
that's right. That's right. Y'all don't give nobody no crap when they miss, do you?
Man, look, the joke of the day. I used to coach this one kid. I used to hunt with him and his dad, man, and it's like still running. So a lot of time though, before you even get on the walkie talkie and say, "Do you got him?" You just go and get the walkie talkie. Hey, still running.
just go ahead and admit it.
Yeah. So man, that's the fun part about it, man. You can laugh about that, man. I do a hunt every year with some of my teammates, man. We get together and we hunt, and man, you talking about shooting the breeze, and giving somebody a hard time, man. We've been doing that going on, I believe, 5 years now, man. And we actually got that hunt coming up this weekend, man. And Mississippi Outdoors are coming up, and we're gonna have that hunt this weekend. But man, we shoot the breeze, man. We give each other a hard time, man. So we have a lot of fun, man. Usually, man, honestly, man, I think I burn the most shells, man, because I can shoot up a box of shells, man.
Oh yeah, there ain't no doubt. They're not easy to hit, man. It's one of those things. That thing could be running wide open and stop on you, or he can be standing still and take off on you.
Hey, the hardest one is when he's coming right to you.
Yeah. I've seen those where they shooting all over the top of them. Boy, that thing just still running at them.
No doubt.
Yeah, as long as you're having fun doing it, man. That's the main thing is the camaraderie and the fellowship of rabbit hunting, and just getting with a group of guys that you can have a good time with.
Ain't no doubt. In the post game meal, always be good.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you said that. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that then. So, what is the best way you've ever had rabbit prepared?
So growing up, traditionally, I saw my grandmother, she used to boil them down or pressure cook them, and then she'll flour them up, and she'll fry them, and she'll put gravy to them.
Yeah.
So traditionally, that's how I learned to cook them. You know what I mean? But here lately, man, rabbit dumplings.
Yeah.
Man, rabbit gumbo. Man, I have cooked the rabbit just about any way you possibly can cook them, man. I can put them in a pan, put vegetables all around them and just let them cook down, unlike a lot of people, man, I eat my rabbits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you doing most of the cooking when it comes to rabbits?
Oh man, I can cook a rabbit. Cause one, I cook to my liking, so it's gonna be good to me regardless.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, man, I like them. Like I say, put them in the pressure cooker, take them out.
How long are you gonna run that rabbit in that pressure cooker before you pull him out?
Well, then that depends on your pressure cooker also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You want them, like say the pressure cooker I got is probably gonna take them 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But or say if you don't have a pressure cooker, I may boil him for an hour.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. And just how I was raised, and that get them tender. My experience, if you fry that rabbit without doing anything to him, you ain't gonna be able to bite it.
You might as well just eat the crust off.
Right. But there you go. Yeah, but I assure you, if you pot boil that sucker, or if you pressure cook them, and then flour them up and fry them.
Yeah.
Oh man, you talking about good. And then, like say, traditionally, you put them in gravy, but that's your preference or whatnot. And then, however you want to make your gravy, you want to make it thick or whatnot. But I that's how I grew up doing it, and I still do it that way. But I don't got to where now I want to put them on the grill. I want to make rabbit dumpling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
Wow. Tell me about the grill and
Well, man, again,
is this like barbecued or?
Well, you got to get them tender though.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Walk me through that one real quick.
Well, it's a process. It's because I know you're a grill master. So like for example, what I would like to do to them, when y'all get him in some foil or whatnot, and you really just gonna let him sit there, and just slow cook. You know what I mean? You just can't put him on the grill.
No.
You know what I mean? So you're gonna wrap him, and you just gonna literally slow cook that sucker, man. Of course you can hit him up with some things or whatnot.
Yeah.
But when that process is done, man, you talking about good, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. A lot of times, I'll load them down with it, with the Trinity, the bell pepper onions and whatnot, and then just cover them up, and then maybe put a little, whatever your favorite, Worcestershire sauce or whatnot.
Yeah.
Then just let them cook in that, man, and it'll be falling off the bone, man. It'll be good, man. So, and then a lot of time, it's just, what we call just whatever I think how I can cook them, I'm gonna do it. I have just deboned them and then just did like rabbit gumbo. Just whatever meat you put in your gumbo regular, I replace it with rabbit. You know what I mean?
I seen one of the wildest things. Somebody sent me a message on Messenger the other day, and it's one of our listeners or whatever. But they had taken a rabbit and turned like chicken salad. They had made rabbit salad.
Oh wow!
With the rabbit, and I was like, I want to try that.
Yeah,
because I mean, rabbit can get really close to taste like chicken.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
But it is a little different. But I bet that rabbit salad would be. I bet that'd be good.
Yeah.
Be a cold option for rabbit. I never eat, cold, dish made out of rabbit before in my life.
Right.
But everything I've ever eaten, just kind of like you said, it's been smothered down in gravy or, we've, just straight up fried rabbit, like fried chicken or something like that. And those were always my favorites. I mean, that's always was a staple in our home when we rabbit hunted, and that's the way we eat them, and that was the way I liked them, and it was hard to get off of it, too.
Yeah.
It was hard to choose something else, but I mean, we've made some rabbit tacos. We've done a lot of different things with rabbit, and it's a very versatile meat. A lot of people don't, realize that, but rabbit is, you can make anything with it. Anything you can make chicken with, you can make rabbit.
Yep. And then, like I say, and especially if you kill a lot of swamp rabbits, man, that's a big rabbit.
Yeah. That one rabbit will feed a couple folks. You know?
That's a big rabbit, man. And if, like I say, man, almost like you say, tacos or like pulled pork or whatnot.
Yep.
Like like, man, you can do a lot with that rabbit, man. I have experimented a lot with them. So yeah.
Yeah. So y'all keep all the rabbits that y'all killed. Y'all ever get too many of them?
Man, I'm gonna tell you who benefits the most, and those are the seniors at church.
Yeah.
They benefit the most because they probably grew up eating them a lot, and they're not able to get them, so they benefit the most. Man, it's nothing on a Sunday. I may have. All right, Miss such and such, brother such and such, here you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They really enjoy it. I really enjoy giving them to the singers at church.
Yeah, some of the older ladies, when they knew we were rabbit hunting, I would get caught by them sometimes. Some old teachers I had and stuff like that. Now, Mike, I know it's rabbit season, so if you got too many of them, you just bring them right on by here. I'll take them. You're like, yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, rabbits is not only is rabbits fun to hunt, they are a lot. There's a lot of things you can do with the meat when you get done with them, and they are delicious. And if you've never tried rabbit hunting or tried rabbit itself, y'all should try it at one time or another. And if you get hooked on it, just remember, it's just like anything else. There's some time and there's some money involved in it.
Ain't no doubt. Yeah, if it can bring your pocketbook up now, I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's right. We was talking about that in the summertime when them dogs ain't running, you still got to feed them.
No doubt.
They still got to be vaccinated and everything else, but it's worth it, man. It's worth it if you love dogs, and even if you don't love dogs, you want to try it, man. The best thing to do is just find somebody like Deljuan or a good friend of yours that and just get in on a hunt one time and see if it's for you. I guarantee you, if you like hunting, it's going to be fun. It's
no
going to be fun. Well, Deljuan, I appreciate you coming in today and talking to me, my man. Is there any place they can find you or look you up that you want to share with the listeners? Or
Right now, man, you can just look me up on Facebook. I post a lot of, things on my personal page. I'm in the works of getting a page going. I have so much. My iCloud is crazy with rabbit hunting footage and whatnot. So I'm gonna get that uploaded soon. But as of right now, they can just look me up on Facebook, Deljuan Robison. And I appreciate you having me, man. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, not a problem. Well, that's all the time we got today. And if y'all are looking for us, you can find us on Facebook at Buck Junkie Outdoors Club, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. This podcast will drop on all the podcast platforms, so you can listen to it on many different places. So we'll see y'all next time. We gone.